Okay, we're going to find the derivative of this function without simplifying. So this one here, we're going to use this thing called quotient rule. Now, a quotient is one number divided by another. So whenever we see a big long division line, we can assume we're going to be using this thing called the quotient rule. So that rule is this one here. So where t is the top. So similar to the product rule, we need to write everything out, otherwise it gets horrendously confusing. So the top in this case is going to be this 5x minus x to the power of 3 plus 1. Okay? And then we need to differentiate that. So when we differentiate it, we get, let's say, that 1, and we multiply it down the bottom there. Okay? And then we take 1 from it. So doing our normal differentiation, this is what it looks like. Now, x power of 1 minus 1 is x to the power of 0. Now, anything to the power of 0 is going to be 1. So get your calculator out now, punch in, let's say, a number like 7 to the power of 0. That's going to equal to 1. You can check it on your calculator now. So now that we've done that, we can move on to the next bit. So again, that 3 comes down, and we minus 1. So really, that's like writing 8 times 3, which is 24, x to the power of 2. Now, this is interesting, right? Because 1 is like saying x to the power of 0 times by 1. So that's the same thing, right? Just like 7 is equal to 7 times by 10 to the power of 0. So when we do that, we grab that 0 value, put it down the bottom, and it becomes 1 times by 0. And then it doesn't really matter what happens now, because when you times anything by 0, let's say I have 0 lots of $1 million, that means I've got $0, right? So in this case, that cancels out. So we're just left with a 0, and might as well just be that. So the next bit is doing the bottom bit. So let's give that a shot. So the bottom, in this case, is our 6x to the 3 minus 8x to the 10. And we can write that now as differentiated. Again, 6 times by 3, x 3 minus 1. So that's going to be 18, x to the power of 2 minus 8 times by 10, x to the power of 10 minus 1. So that is going to be 80 to the 9. So now that we've got everything, the aim of the game here is you want to take each value, okay? You want to take this value here and plop it wherever you see just standard t, so it goes there. The next time is you differentiate it and you plop it where you see it here. The next time is we see it quite a lot here and here. And then finally, we see it here. So that's the aim of the game, and that's the last step. That's all we have to do. So I'd strongly recommend writing it out like this. Otherwise, it becomes really like, I guess, you're really prone to error. And so you'd lose marks from silly mistakes. Okay, so what we can do is write z prime to indicate that it's been differentiated. And we just copy and paste. So I'm going to put square brackets because for me, that works better for my brain. Okay, and then the bottom now. And now we're going to have to minus And now we do bottom differentiated, so that's the one in pink. And again, I'm going to put square brackets around because my brain likes that more. And so you really need like a lot of space in your question for this. And then the last one is we need to use the top. And that is 5x minus 8 x to the 3 plus 1. And then you go a big long division line. And you square whatever goes down the bottom, which is just the light blue one. So that's just our light blue one there, and that goes in there, and you have now completed the question.